Welcome back to Mystery Mondays, the Monday Mystery Show for more Seeking Island. I forgot that I was right here talking to this guy. I haven't spoken to him since I first arrived at the island, and so this might be the whole episode. We might have the whole episode here.
I'm told that an accident left Baina mute. What is that about?
It was.
Why is it always just a random person that?
Walter Jones was
I guess it's talking about a specific declaration, I think.
They must have fallen
but
several meters.
he's asked the same question to several people about like the same exact question, but it's been about different declarations every time, or not, maybe not every time, but it shows a different portrait. It's showed at least 2 or 3 different portraits for that same one question.
Lorenzo is no doubt frustrated to see himself removed from his responsibilities.
What are his responsibilities? He's an architect. He's working on this building. Yeah, I guess he would be frustrated because the owner of the building's dead. But I don't see what that has to do with investigation at all.
She must have sensed that I don't particularly care for wallet chasers like her.
Right. Everybody just thinks she's a gold digger, including me, but still. I mean, how could she not be motivated by money? She's a mail-order bride. He purchased her through the mail, and I won't have anybody tell me anything different.
She's a young native who pretends to be an idiot. I also saw Lorenzo, who has an unrequited love for her. This woman is a devil. She's made him lose his head.
Devil. She's a devil. Right, what else do we got here? We got people, and we got, what are these? I said they're clues. All right, let's start with suspects.
Tell me a little about Billy.
Billy's a complex and tortured creature, Inspector. He's a pathological gambler. He drinks too much, for sure, but he's intelligent and spirited.
I only got the first half from talking to him personally.
What do you think of Christina?
Oh, Christina's
it took you a while to say that voice line.
Inspector. But don't believe that her model's body means she's an idiot. The truth is far from that.
Nobody has anything to say about her scar. What did she do? She get in a knife fight? Did she have that when you first met her?
Sonia is a young woman with a lot of charm, Inspector. I admire her intelligence and her independent spirit. Even Walter himself couldn't get her to bend. And moreover, she is very beautiful, which doesn't spoil anything.
That face he made. Once again, I can't watch them while they're talking because the lack of flip flops is distracting. But I do look at them at the end of the line sometimes, and they're making a weird face. They're like pulling a face. Makes the lack of, as I've said before, it makes the lack of flip flops even weirder. Also, I'm talking over it, so it helps for me to look at the subtitles while I'm talking.
What do you know about Lorenzo Battaglieri?
Well, this architect has definitely lost my trust. And I ought to say that he no longer enjoyed great standing with Walter Jones. We discovered important defects in the construction of the tower. Lorenzo's
defects? What do you mean by that?
Dishonesty, Inspector.
Don't you have like regulate? I don't think. I mean, you are on an island, I guess.
Oh, that native girl.
Typically, I don't think that an architect can just go, here's the blueprints, everything's fine, don't worry about it, don't hire an engineer to double check me. It's, I am the engineer.
How did Baina make his head spin?
Sometimes
you don't need you don't need a second opinion on these blueprints. And, just use my cousin. He's a great builder, too. You don't need anybody else. Just him. He'll do it by himself. He doesn't even have a crew. It's just him and his hammer. No other tools.
I would like to know more about Martin.
Martin Abruzzi is the kind of publisher they don't make anymore, Inspector. I love his editorial choices, and I'm a personal fan of the works he publishes.
There's never been a publisher that exists. This isn't a publisher that didn't exist before. This is a publisher that has never existed. No, I refuse to believe that at any point in history somebody was like, oh, I gotta go pick up that new book this publisher put out. Holy shit, McGraw-Hill's gotta do what they make textbooks, I think. Who makes regular books? Penguin. Is that a Bojack? Penguin's real, right? That's not a Bojack.
What can you tell me about Clara?
I hold Claire in great esteem, Inspector. It's amazing, but she always makes me think of Anna
Except this
Jones,
wasn't even
Sixth wife
the
of Walter.
publishing house.
Same
This is the
kindness,
publisher.
same
You have to go in the liner notes to see this. you go to the bookstore checking every book's liner notes. Oh, fuck yeah, I forget his name. Is the one that just published this? Must be
What
good
can you
then.
tell
He
me
wouldn't
about
publish
Marco?
crap.
Marco Jones is
I think you're alone in this, lawyer man.
Already made a name in politics, Inspector. I'm sure he'll have a brilliant future.
All right, now we've got the
I'm
clues.
surprised that
The big one.
Coolio, even if he was angry at Jones, was not more grateful for his generosity.
I don't know anything about this. I can't tell you anything.
Nobody can. But, you know, I have to ask you, is this the same one?
What did these gifts from Jones hide? Why did he want to assure the future of Coolio and his daughter?
I don't know anything about this. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna. Oh no, I can't ask you more. All right,
This
fine.
menu seems utterly appetizing.
What do you mean the menu? Do I have to ask
Tell me,
everybody
what
else
are we
about that
eating
too?
today?
I don't know anything. To my deep regret, the chief French cook left us. What a rare pearl. An artist.
This tower on this wild island, far from everything. Isn't it madness?
That's true, but this brochure was useless. I told Walter that it was very expensive, considering the use it was put to.
What luxury. For some, the world is all roses.
I lost an ear tip.
Where did the staff go?
I switched my ear tip because it kept falling out of
There's
my
no
ear.
place for this document
That's what I've been
anymore,
doing for the
as I was
past couple of
obliged to
minutes.
fire the staff
Now one of
the
them.
tower.
Now one of the ones that I'm
become a
not using
little,
is
surrealist,
rolling
don't
around.
you think?
Find it later. I'll have to stop thinking about it.
Walter Jones gave this to Baina, didn't he? What were the bonds that connected them?
I knew that he wanted to give the diamond to Baina Jumhu. She hated him deeply.
Is that the first time I've heard her last name? I found the ear tip
Came
I was
out of it
missing. I'm putting it back in the box.
But like everyone else, she was attracted by the charismatic personality of Walter Jones.
She was not. I refuse to believe it. I've refused to believe a lot of things in this episode. I gotta stop saying that.
To whom could this shred of cloth collected from the rocks of the Belvedere belong?
I don't know. It's magnificent material, in my opinion. Material of an item of expensive clothing, most certainly.
All right, I'll take your word for that one. the textures of this game aren't
According to
very
you,
high
how
res.
could Baina have
It just
lost
looks like
pearls
a
from her
like a
necklace?
baby blanket or something.
Walter was a brave man. He defended himself and hung on to Baina's necklace, trying to... Good God. What a horror.
Oh, so your opinion is the little mute girl pushed, but you were there too. Your footsteps were intermingled with hers.
Who is the rightful owner of this piece of chain?
It's gold. It could have been Walter's.
So if it was her, and he wasn't being suspicious, then he would be more like an eyewitness. He'd be like, and I saw her push him.
Do you know
But
how
he's trying to be
Baina broke one
suspicious.
of
He
her
doesn't even want me to know he's there.
I never hung out in boarding schools for girls, Inspector. I suggest you ask.
What the fuck
her
does that
father.
mean? What the fuck does that
old
mean?
Savage will certainly know a lot.
Think he means he knows nothing about girls? He knows nothing about teenage girls?
Did Walter Jones die following the first impact on hitting the rocks? Or from what happened to him when he fell further down?
You've
It's
asked a lot of
strange
people that
indeed.
question.
The storm was violent that night. The wind must have made the body roll further down. What I can confirm is that Walter was lying close to the rocks. He was dead, and the weather was so bad that it was impossible for me to hoist his body. I could do nothing more for poor Walter.
Right, we're still waiting on that helicopter
What
too.
reason
I
could
saw in my
Baina
save
and
file
Walter
there's a
Jones have
time.
quarreled?
There was a
I
time on
believe
the
Baina wanted to get rid of Walter.
save file.
planned it
There was
well.
my time. It was my real time and then the game's time. I think it was like 6 something. 6 p.m.
The
something.
wheelchairs seemed to be acting strangely before skidding and falling from the cliff. Could it have been malfunctioning? Could a false maneuver have been the reason for the fall?
I'm afraid I can't help you, Inspector. Walter had the most
you're the
sophisticated and
detective.
costly wheelchair in the world. A technological marvel to avoid this kind of trouble.
Yeah, but what year is it? We're talking technological marvels for
It
this.
seems that
This
Baina
doesn't look
accompanied
like a
Walter
contemporary
Jones to the
times
Tortoise
game.
Belvedere, but she would have been
This game
careful
came out
not
like
to leave
2007 or
footprints if she
something.
deliberately
I didn't look
planned
it
to
up.
kill
I don't know.
Jones.
I know it was
She's really
after all the Siberia games.
A limited and primitive mind. She could not have thought of everything. I wouldn't be surprised that Baina didn't know about the existence of fingerprints.
What were you doing at the Tortoise Belvedere last night?
I already told you, Inspector. I saw Walter fall over.
Oh, he did
the
say
edge
he
and
saw
I
it.
ran to help him. I hoped he was not too hurt.
But he didn't
Then
say he
I
saw
phoned
Baida
your
there, did he?
police colleagues about Walter
I don't
Jones's
remember.
death.
That was the first
I'm
episode.
sure I'll
It's
be
been the
back
first
to ask
episode since I've
for
talked to him.
clarifications.
All right, what do I have clues I can match now? I still need a P, perhaps. The chaotic footprints, I've already got those on comparison, so I don't think I got it.
The clues do not match.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know. The problem is, first of all, I don't know if I have all the clues I need, so I don't know. Like, there's some clues I'm not too confident about. And none of these fucking declarations really work for me. Like, right now I've got this. I guess that doesn't say what somebody else. Let's try. I'm trying to use the ones, because there's a lot of people that say they weren't there that night. And there's nobody that says they were there in their declarations. Like, if I look through the declarations, Baina obviously doesn't have any, and Nolan doesn't have any. He saw Baina and Lorenzo outside. That doesn't mean they were at the Belvedere. I could try that next, I guess. But first I'm trying... See, I've got... That's two people. Billy and Clara. She said she was with Billy and Clara. They both say they were doing stuff, but they don't say that she was with them or that each other was with them. They just say, I was at the restaurant or I was at the whatever. This says he was with her. This says she was with him. But see,
Clues do not match.
the clues do not match. And I don't know if that's because I'm wrong about this line of thinking or if because this whole thing is... I wish there was like a... Oops. I wish there was like a... You have X number of some number of clues match. Tell me how many clues match. You don't have to tell me which clues match, but just tell me how many of the fucking clues match so I can work this out on my own. Right now, I don't know if I have enough clues. I don't know how many clues I need. I don't know which clues I need. I don't know if the clues I have currently are sufficient. I don't know anything. I don't know. I've just been collecting clues for this puzzle piece, and I don't know anything. What about the other puzzle piece? Cause of death. I don't think I've got anything for that. But I only need one. I guess I could try each one. This one's easy because I could try each one. I don't have
Clues do not
9
match.
like 10 or 11 fucking clues, and I have to get all of them right, and it's not going to tell me if I've got any of them right.
The clues do not match.
I'm at least assuming that I don't have to have them in the precise order, because that would be insane. I'm assuming I just
The
have to get the
clues do not
categories
match.
right? Okay, I'm just going to try all these because it's something I can do. The restaurant menu can't.
clues do not match.
None of these seem to have anything to do with his death. Cause of death. I don't know why this would be in a document either. I don't know why cause of death would be in a document. Unless we get more information from an autopsy. Is there going to be autopsy information in here at some point? Or is it because I didn't look? I haven't done this yet. I'm going to have to try this one again when I finish this.
The clues do not match.
I'm sure we'll get an autopsy report or something at some point. We don't got to worry about this right now. But do I have to worry about the other one right now? Have I been supposed to worry about the other one for a while? I don't fucking know. Because, like I said, it's got... Let's see. How many clues it's got? 9 clues. I was right the first time. I couldn't remember if any of these were down. 9 fucking clues. You can't even tell me, hey, yo, boss, you've got 3 right. That's all I asked for. Just tell me I'm not wasting my time. Just tell me that. Or say, like, you need more clues. You don't have enough clues for this one yet. Tell me one of those two. Both would be great, but one of those two is all I really asked for. You've got 3 clues right out of 9, or you don't have enough information to solve this yet. I'm always trying to send my intention far back into the past on these series. So far, it hasn't worked. I haven't unlocked my time manipulation powers yet, but I'm trying real hard. There's everybody else now in their sleep. Nobody's moved. They're all in the same place as the last time I saw him. What's this? Who are you? Oh. It's from far away, his in the back.
In my head.
He looks like he's wearing a suit. It's very clearly not a suit. Right, we got a lot more statement. We got four more things.
On this
It's this
wild
little-
island, far from everything. Isn't it madness?
Jones's tower destroyed my island, Jack Norm. My land will disappear forever.
The tower did? Is the tower too heavy? Is that what this game's about? Walter Jones built this big tower in the middle of an island. It's too heavy, so the island is
Luxury.
sinking.
For some, the world is all roses. But where did the staff go? I don't see them.
Old Jones asked me to find him people to work in the tower, and I asked people from my tribe. Later, he dumped them like crab shells.
You're not supposed to dump crab shells. Put them somewhere.
It seems that
Put them
Baina
somewhere where they
accompanied
could be-
Walter Jones to the
Yes,
Tortoise
dumping
Velvet
can
here.
also be used for the trash. Don't
She
throw,
would have been
but
careful
he
not
might
to
be.
leave her footprints if she had
He seems
deliberately
like he's
planned
just
to
me
kill
throwing him on the
Jones.
floor. Don't throw crab shells on the floor. Throw 'em in the ocean at least.
Baina is innocent.
Oh God! So Baina did it.
Noland is to be believed. The young Baina literally cast a spell on Walter Jones.
A spell.
What do you know
A
about
literal
this?
spell. Did he say
My
that? He said a
daughter is
literal
pure.
spell.
If
I need to pay more
Walter Jones
attention.
wanted her, it was Walter Jones's problem and not Baina's.
I tend to agree. I think this Baina thing is.
Hubert de Noland says that you are an opportunist.
But I can't tell if
and
they're
a
just
nuisance.
trying to make it set up as like a red
Spent the
herring,
evening in the
but that
cabin with Baina.
it's actually
Well,
it's
that's all
actually
you
her.
have to say.
But so far, they're not really giving me any reason to think Baina did it, other than like, sure. Oh, what's this? I can take a picture of the trees.
Strange construction.
Oh, he was taking a picture of that thing in the back. Somehow, he got the picture of the whole scene, even though he was standing right here. Right, what's the description say? Picture of the Hawita from which, oh, that's where they fell previously. Great. Let's get her hand motions again.
To clarify certain points.
Hey, I've got some more things for you to hand
This
wave.
tower
Literally,
on this
for you to
wild
literally
island,
hand wave.
Far from everything. Isn't it madness? What luxury. For some, the world is all roses. But where did the staff go? I don't see them.
I think that was essentially supposed to communicate. Where did they go? The ocean?
What is this pyramid then? It's always sad to see a girl crying.
Not when they sound like that. It's not. Don't pretend. It's when they sound like Goofy. Not all that sad, is it? Actually, now that I remember what his wife sounds like, that might not be true. Jack might actually feel sad when he hears a girl make those sounds. Go. You know, if this whole game is if the perspective of this game is from Jack's perspective, I just said perspective twice. Maybe I can't trust what's before my eyes. If it's supposed to be what Jack is, how Jack sees things. Maybe I can't trust Baina. Maybe they are double crossing me. Hey, making the rounds again. Everybody, I gotta ask you 2 or 3 more questions based on the things the other people have said. Then eventually the helicopter will be
entirely
here,
at your
and I can
disposition,
walk
Inspector.
around asking everybody about the 1 or 2 things that everybody else
Tower
said
on
again.
this wild island, far from everything. Isn't it madness?
Alas, my grandfather will not have the time to successfully finish the magnificent project, of which this brochure gives you only a small taste.
It's really the architect that's designing the place. One of you could easily take up the mantle
Luxury.
and just be like, okay,
For
well,
some,
I'll
the
pay
world is all
I'll use the
roses.
inheritance to finish this.
But where
If
did
you
the
really
staff
care,
go?
you don't have
I
to.
don't see
You're not
them.
obligated to
Indeed,
get this
Nolan
tower
told
finished.
me
But if
that
you're
my
sad about
grandfather
it,
had to part with his staff, but for a reason that I don't know, Inspector.
If Noland is to be believed, the young Baina literally cast a spell
A
on
spell.
Walter Jones. What do you know about this?
My grandfather was a rich and powerful man. In his life, he had all the women he wanted, and I doubt that a young island girl caused him to lose his reason.
Okay.
He gave her this thing though. This is a pretty unreasonable thing to give. I don't care how rich you are. You don't give this to somebody. You don't give this to a small island teenager if you've got your reason. If
I
you've still
love
got your reasons about you.
If I speak bad, then you correct me. Right, Jack?
I don't know. What do you mean? I'm just asking you
This
questions.
menu seems
I'm not
utterly
correcting anything.
appetizing. Tell me, what are we eating today?
So you're a gourmand, Inspector Norm?
No.
This tower. on
That
this
didn't answer my
wild
question
island,
either, and
far
I don't
from
know why I
everything.
asked it to you.
Isn't
So,
it
so
madness?
The photos are more beautiful than real life, Jack. The island doesn't enjoy good weather, and it's deadly boring. Good thing that you came to life.
what do you mean the weather's great tonight?
What luxury. For some, the world is all roses. But where did the staff go? I don't see them.
Oh yeah? I wasn't in the know. I'm not very interested in these things. It's not good for a prestigious hotel like this one.
I
To not have
understand.
any staff, to have staff. I don't. That there seems to be some disconnect between the question I asked and the answer you gave. I guess that's par for the course with you people.
Come in, because you obviously can't wait.
Cool it with the mouth, Clara.
Mr. Inspector, charged with the investigation, I'm all ears.
You don't have to say that every time I come speak with
This
you either.
menu seems
Just
utterly
say
appetizing.
what do you need?
Tell me, what are we eating today?
I love cooking, and I do pretty well. But I'd be utterly incapable of making any of the dishes on this wretched menu.
You mean wretched?
This tower on this wild island, far from everything. Isn't it madness?
Tell me, Inspector, are you here to have a good time or to conduct an investigation?
Your eyes look like you're painted on.
Luxury.
More than
Some,
most
the
of the
world
people
is
in
all
this game.
roses.
Your eyes look like they're painted
Where did
on.
the staff go?
Clara's, not
Old
Jack's.
man
Jack's, see,
Jones
they're
threw
like
out all his
3D-ish.
staff to force
Hers
his children
look
to
like it's
handle
extra.
everything. And I certainly don't like playing the maid.
If Noland is to be believed, the young Baina literally
Stop
cast a
asking
spell
people
on
this,
Walter
Jack.
Jones. What do you know about this?
I swear that strictly speaking, I know nothing, Inspector. How could I?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
nobody could. It's a stupid question. You should drop that line of questioning, Jack. There's no spells going on. There's gonna be a spell. There's gonna be a spell involved. I don't think the spell is what killed him, though. I think it might be punishment for the tower or something. We can skip 16 because it's only I'm the only one that lives there.
Very well. I'm waiting for your questions, Mr.
It's not how you.
Investigator.
It's not how you greet somebody. Very well, unless they just came into
This
your
menu
office.
seems utterly
This is not your
appetizing.
office. This is the
Tell
laundry
me,
room.
what are we eating today?
Don't get your hopes up, Inspector. Wasn't the chef recently laid off?
I don't know. Was he?
This
You're the
tower
one
on
that
this
lives
wild
here.
island,
You
far
tell me.
From everything. Isn't it madness?
My grandfather asked me to write up a section on history for this pamphlet. I'm an anthropologist by training, specializing in the arts of the Americas and Oceania, and I'm very interested in Maldivian culture. But in the end, what I wrote was cut.
Thanks for the story. Once again, nothing to do with what I said.
What
Just
luxury.
using it as
For
an
some,
excuse
the
to
world
tell
is
me
all
about
roses.
yourself. I don't care
Where did
about
the
you.
staff go?
I'm
see
worried.
them.
Unless you're
I
the
don't
murderer,
know.
I don't
You have
care
to ask
about
Nolan.
you.
He's the one in charge of these practical questions. This building is kind of a megalomaniacal
So if you want to
gesture,
give me
I
your
must say.
life story,
So big
then,
and such a small and wretched place.
you're telling me that I
Still,
should suspect
I'm
you.
sorry that the exercise rooms with pool, sauna, and natural thermal baths were not constructed. That would really have been awesome, don't you think?
It seems that Baina accompanied Walter Jones to the Tortoise Belvedere, but she would have been careful not to leave her footprints if she had deliberately planned to kill Jones.
Would she?
This Baina probably counted on the fact that she would be taken for an idiot. The beautiful bird
See,
of the island
I'm getting
without
real
any
mixed
brains.
messages about
You
this.
see the type, Mr. Norm.
It's like she's
No need to
faking
draw
being
you a
stupid,
picture.
but she's also idiot. Like she just thinks that she's being too. She's double. She's thinking 4-dimensional chess. Like I don't know how to worry about my footprints because they think I'm stupid, but that doesn't make any sense at all. The lawyer said she's smarter than she pretends, but also she's too stupid to even know what fingerprints are. Which I mean, I guess. I guess it makes sense for her to not know what fingerprints are, but she should know what footprints are. Footprints are pretty obvious. I think native people would know what footprints are because they happen right in front of their fucking eyes.
What is this pyramid then?
Ah, Mr. Norm, here you've come to the right person. It's a Malediven
tracking
pyramid
people
that
by
the
their
locals of the
footprints, that's like-
archipelago call Hawita. It's a sacred
That's
place
part of
for
the
them,
whole
and
noble
some
savage
anthropologists see
thing
it
that
as a ritual
people
site
like
for
to
the
do in
first Hittite
movies.
colonies in the
You know,
Indian
where
Ocean.
the native guy goes, he like licks the dirt or something, and he smells it, and he looks at the footprint. And he's like, "Oh, I know whose fucking footprint that is."
Noland is to be believed. the
Nolan
young
did say
Baina
fingerprints,
literally
though. I don't
cast
know
a
why he was
spell
bringing up
on Walter
fingerprints. We haven't
Jones.
collected any
What do you
fingerprints
know
yet.
about this?
Mr. Norm, I don't have any illusions about my grandfather's morality, and Baina is far from being stupid. She knows that Walter Jones is a very rich man, and I believe she's very capable of using her charms with some talent.
Sure.
That diamond's got to be worth a lot, unless it's fake. I don't think she needs any more money from this guy.
I fear I won't further your investigation, Inspector, but tell me anyway.
This menu seems utterly
Yeah,
appetizing.
ask everybody about the
Tell
food,
me, what are we eating
because
today?
somebody might give me a
French
clue
chef
out of
is
it.
dismissed. So we're all counting on Clara's talent to elaborate a recipe for Sunnyside Up Eggs.
That's clear. That's why she was in the kitchen earlier.
Tower
She
on
was
this
the one that made
wild
dinner
island,
for
far
everybody.
from everything. Isn't it
And they
madness?
ate at tables
This
as far
pamphlet's
away
nothing
from
but
each other as they could.
hogwash. No right to doubt it, Norm.
They sat at tables two at a piece, and at least like 3 or 4 tables away from anybody else.
Luxury. For some, the world is all roses. But where did the staff go? I don't
It
see
would make
them.
sense if they were, having
All
dinner
the staff
from a
of the
professional
tower
chef.
recently
But if
fired.
Clara made dinner for everybody, it was like, all right,
As much as
everybody,
I
dinner's
can.
ready. Which it
I'm
seems like was what
obliged to ensure
happened,
the
because with the time
continuity of
jumps,
all the
everybody was
functions.
sitting there eating,
While we await passage.
but it's separate from each other.
It seems that Baina accompanied Walter Jones to the Tortoise Belvedere, but she
That skips the whole thing. Apparently, that skips. I've learned that before. You can't skip individual lines of dialogue, even though Jack says the same thing to everybody. And it would be great if I could skip Jack's line and then hear his line, but you can't do that. So I have to listen to Jack's lines over and over
treats you
again.
like an incompetent amateur.
Of course. But you should know, Inspector, that Noland and Jones were the only people responsible for the malfunctioning of this tower. And I've got proof of that.
What's the proof? Give me the proof. Where is it? You said you've got proof of it, but I'm not seeing any.
Noland asserts that he saw you coming back from the Tortoise Belvedere. Can you confirm this?
No, certainly not. That's a lie. Mr. Noland is talking nonsense.
All right.
Yeah, why not? I will dig into this.
I will dig into that. Is there anybody else above these people? I don't think so. Still haven't spoken to Billy again in these rounds, so let's go there, I guess.
Just one question. I won't be here for long.
That's more than one question already.
Seems utterly appetizing. Tell me, what are we eating today?
I'm not a fan of this stuff, Norm. Moreover, the chef was given the boot, we're told. The old man told us to cope by ourselves.
This tower on this wild island, far from everything. Isn't it madness?
It's all bullshit, this tower. There's not even a game room here. Not one,
Gambling.
Inspector. Can you believe that?
You got cards, don't you? What do you need? A roulette table? What's your
Luxury.
fucking problem?
For some, the world is all roses.
Can't even hire a chef. They're not gonna hire a
Staff, though.
croupier.
I don't see them.
All I can tell you is that my grandfather was a genius at throwing money out the window, and at never letting his relatives benefit. You know, deep down, it doesn't surprise me that things happen this way.
If Noland is to be believed, the young Baina literally cast a spell on Walter Jones. What do you know about this?
It's a spell
I don't know
again.
anything about it at all. With grandfather, I didn't speak about most things, and certainly not about sex.
I understand.
Now I've spoken to everybody again. So I guess start over. Start over and talk to everybody again. That's all I can do. I don't have the clues I need still, right? Did they add Lorenzo's "she definitely wasn't there" statement that isn't worth shit to my declarations list? Let's see. No, it doesn't look like it. Good. Right, I guess back to the library. Taking forever for this. Oh, here's the Oh, the time pauses. Great, thanks. This is the date and time that was on the save in the save. Yeah, see? But if I want to actually see what's... Because if I go to the pause menu, it says... the time is paused. It's 4 p.m. It's just storming. That's why it looks so late. It's not actually nighttime at all. But I guess that was lunch everybody was having then? How long ago was that? I just now found out that I could see the time when I started the episode today. Alright, I guess back up to the library. Was there somebody still on the heliport? Guess I'll check the heliport. I don't think he's still there though. There is still somebody here.
I need your assistance to clarify certain points. This
Oh, the
menu
publisher.
seems utterly appetizing. Tell me, what are we eating today?
I admit I'm not a lover of this kind of sophisticated cuisine, Inspector.
Well, it sounds like I think I'm putting together the reason the chef was fired. Nobody here seems to like the food the chef was preparing. Maybe it wasn't a limited staff budget. Maybe it was just they need to find a chef that will cook regular food.
This tower on
Like
this
Clara.
wild island, far from everything. Isn't it
I
madness?
guess they could just use
If I
Clara.
had been in charge
She
of
seems
promoting
happy to
this
do it.
hotel, I would definitely have chosen a sales brochure that was less flashy, Inspector. It is pretentious and ridiculous. It's brash to tell you what I really think. But it seems to work on you, Inspector.
What luxury. For some, the world is all roses. But where did the staff go? I don't see them.
I don't know, and to tell you the truth, I don't care. And what's more, Mr. Jones was extremely rich. He did whatever he fancied with his money, after all.
Yeah, if I was transcribing that, I don't think I would have used exclamation points. I don't think that delivery rose to the occasion of exclamation points.
Roland is to be believed. The young Baina literally cast a spell on Walter Jones. What do you know about this?
How would I know that? The girl is very pretty. That must have been enough.
Yeah, I agree. Can't have been magic, Jack. I don't know why Nolan said that. I don't think he meant it literally. I'd have to go back and check. I'm not gonna do that, but I'd have to go back and check to see. But maybe he did say literally. But if he said literally, then I have to imagine he meant literally figuratively. And he wasn't literally saying that she literally used literal magic on literal Walter Jones. She gave him the evil eye or something.
Lorenzo
Maybe she
Battaglieri's
believes
office.
that lawyers aren't allowed to believe in magic. It's like the first thing they ask on the bar. Do you believe in magic? And if you say yes, then you don't pass. You fail. Alright, let's just take some things. That seems to be the only thing here I can... Nope, wait.
The Indian Ocean Weather Center has the following message for you. The cyclone over the archipelago of the Maldives will generate a Class 2 tropical hurricane tomorrow night. This violent storm will sweep from the east to west zone between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. Strong wind advisory. The wind speed forecasted is between 100 and 120 miles per hour. High tide will reach approximately 3 meters. Residents of the zone are advised to exercise the most extreme vigilance. The alert level is raised to orange.
Right. Well, I guess this tower's gonna... We're gonna see if this tower is what this tower's made of, huh? Right. There's nothing else here for me. I think there's anything else here for me at all. What's that? What did I steal? Renzo. I guess we'll have to ask him about this now. Just root through this guy's wardrobe, take his clothes. Is there something in here? Stained with lichen. Oh, wait a second. Wait a minute. He did recognize it. That's why I was like, it
This
must
piece
be.
of cloth was
Must be
ripped out of
fancy.
This gray vest. Lorenzo Battaglieri's vest.
Maybe you should have got rid of this vest after I came and questioned you about it, Lorenzo. Where is... I have to come through here, or I have to go this way? Which way am I going? Have I been up here before? Did I... Is this not the library? I just never explored this area before. A drafting desk. I didn't talk to Lorenzo about it. Lorenzo's the architect. It's a Nolan's.
I have to ask Lorenzo what this machine is used for.
This is a drafting desk.
I have to ask
I'm
Lorenzo
guessing.
what this machine is used for.
They have computer. I guess we have a PDA too. I'm still trying to figure out what year this is supposed to be. I guess it is supposed to be contemporary. It has a PDA. By contemporary, I mean when the game came out, not with right now, obviously. Wait, but Lorenzo said he wasn't. He was in his study all night. We've got clues to contradict that. Got another document. Files on the tower. A lot of text there. I'll read that when I stop the recording. What else is what I say, and then what I do is going to be completely different from that. Guy Thompson, actually. Why does it say I can click on this when nothing happens when I click on it? Do I need to sharpen this pencil? Okay, yes. Right. Oh, now I got pencil shavings. So I guess we're finally getting ready to start taking fingerprints. Is that what that's all about? I don't need the pencil anymore. Just leave it sticking out of it. That's not that
machine is used for.
Somebody could hurt themselves leaving pencils sticking out of the pencil sharpener. No, I guess no. Let's go back to the library, I guess. It's like I forgot there was 2 elevators. I was gonna go straight back to Lorenzo.
That's okay. Come in, please.
Start grilling him about that stuff I found, but I guess might as well stop by here on the way.
I'd like to chat with you for a moment. So, what was Lorenzo Battaglieri doing in the rocks near the Tortoise Belvedere last night?
I don't know what Battaglieri was doing there, but I can verify that I first saw
Hey, a
him take the
declaration.
restaurant elevator with
Finally.
Walter when he left just after dinner.
So I have been
When I
looking
was
for
working in
declarations of
my
who
office, I
was
saw
there, not
Lorenzo Battaglieri
alibis,
hurriedly
right?
leave the Belvedere and come
Or do
back
I
to
need
the tower
both?
after Walter's fall. Finally, as I already told you, I ran into him at the foot of the tower when I was running to help Walter. I think that Lorenzo Battaglieri did not see me. He seemed really distraught. This man certainly knows a lot about this, Inspector. I think I already...
Did he say certainly or suddenly? I wasn't reading the whole line. I heard suddenly. It must have been certainly, right?
And the murder seems to
Okay,
be
this
to
guy
have
still
been
seems to
very well
think that Baena
organized.
did it. And now he thinks Lorenzo was involved. He's casting a lot of suspicion on other people.
Well, this is very impressive. But tell me, what sort of relation?
And as a lawyer, I feel like that's super deliberate.
Walter had a lot of respect for Mr. Battaglieri when they first met. Lorenzo Battaglieri has talent, and Walter knew how to recognize and reward talented people.
What did Lorenzo do after having received orders to continue the construction from Jones?
Well, Mr. Battaglieri has an artistic temperament and is slightly whimsical. But he is also a servile and obedient man. He never dared to question an order from Walter Jones.
But you're the one that thinks he's incompetent. Why?
I wonder what Lorenzo did after receiving new orders from Walter Jones asking him to stop the construction.
Lorenzo never questioned an order from Walter Jones. I can confirm that, Inspector.
All right. We're still
Sorry,
asking
but
more about this, I
understand
guess.
nothing about architecture. I would like to have some things in this sketchbook explained.
I believe you should ask that question to the interested party.
I agree. All right, let's do that then. I guess
In
we'll
this
keep asking
document,
him anyway.
A trial against Ma Diva Company is evoked. What is it all about exactly?
Well, it's a bit too complex to explain. Take this, read it. You'll waste less time this way.
He gave me another document. God damn it! Now I have to ask you about this.
Continued to construct the tower after this verdict.
Walter Jones wasn't born yesterday. He wasn't going to let himself be intimidated by these swindlers.
I'll ask you several questions about this thing you just gave me, I guess.
He appealed this judgment.
It was me who handled this case. I can prove that the judge held a share in the Madiva agency, and that the verdict he gave is medieval. That's why we filed an appeal at the International High
Now,
Court
Jack,
of Justice. And we
that doesn't
assure
mean he
victims-
went back in time and threw rocks at him or something. He didn't mean it's literally medieval.
Jones was not the type to take a verdict
Okay?
like this lying
So don't go
down.
around asking
What's the status of
everybody.
the appeal?
Judge
how
Erickson presides
Judge
over the
Erickson
Fifth Chamber of the Court
got
of Justice
a
as
time
an old
machine,
friend
Jack.
and
There's
an
no
eminent
magic
jurist.
and there's no time
You'll
machines in this
certainly
game.
get
There might be
learned
magic in this game. It's very possible there's magic in this game. I don't think there's going to be any time
What
machines.
is this pyramid then?
It's an old local monument called Hawita. It's the place of the accident where Baina, Jumhu, and Walter both fell. A tragic accident that mutilated both of them.
Baina doesn't
After
really
this
look
accident,
mutilated,
Baina's
just
feelings for Walter
traumatized.
Jones were torn between love and hate. She came to see him every evening to accompany him on his daily walk on the paths of the island. But with everything that has just happened, I wonder if she'd not been preparing to revenge herself.
Thank you. I will surely
Oh, good.
meet you again.
Done here. I'm still just waiting on that helicopter pilot. What time is it now? What time have we got to? Still 4 o'clock. I don't know what causes time to go forward. It seems to be, I don't know. Maybe there's a hidden minute hand, a hidden minute variable that they're just not showing me. Because it has interrupts. It can't be you've spoken to enough people. I mean, that might be the hidden minute variable, counting up when I speak to people. Oops. But it's not. What I'm saying is, it's not based on like you've got the right. You've asked the right people the right things. Because if it was you've asked the God damn it. If it was you've asked the right people the right things, it wouldn't have interrupted me before I asked somebody a question, which it has. It has interrupted me before I was able to ask somebody a question in the first place. There might be some clues before the next episode. Uh-oh. What's over here? Have I been over here? Okay, no, that's just another way to get over here. A lot of these areas you can walk in. Okay, never mind. A lot of these areas you can walk in circles, but they're presented as like an open room, so it's kind of weird. It's awkward. All right, Lorenzo.
I'm listening, Inspector. I want you to know that you can count on my total availability. I have a lot of free time now.
You're taking me for a ride, Mr. Battaglieri. Tell me now what you were doing in the rocks last night.
Angry
I'm
face.
taking you for a ride? Well, let's see. Well, it is true that I was hiding in the rocks.
He was
On
washing.
leaving the restaurant with Mr. Jones, I knew that he was going to meet Baina, and I hated seeing her with him.
So I made
I said
sure
goodbye
that I
to
would
Jones
see her with him.
text that I absolutely had to collect the lobster pots that had been damaged by the storm the previous night. I took the elevator to go down to the first floor lobby, and then I ran to the Belvedere. I followed Walter Jones on the dirt path of the Tortoise Belvedere. Then I hid in the rocks from where I saw him stop under the arbor, which was lit.
But you didn't
not
see
far
what
from the
happened?
cliff. It's the place
Where you saw
Baina
her
meets
do it.
Jones. Baina, who had seen Jones, joined him, and she walked behind his wheelchair. When they arrived at the edge of the cliff, Jones harassed Baina, who pushed him to defend herself.
He's
So
saying
I
he saw the whole
wheelchair
thing.
lurch forward and then teeter over the edge.
He's telling
Then
me
I
he
got
saw the
out of my
entire
hiding
thing.
place and I went close to the edge of the cliff, and I saw Jones inert in his wheelchair amidst the rocks.
He saw literally everything.
With blood. I thought that he was dead. I immediately came back and tried to reassure
Lorenzo,
Baina.
do you know how many
Then I
hours
quickly left
of this
the place for fear
detective's
of
time
being
you've
seen.
wasted?
I went back up to my studio.
You're under arrest for lying.
Confide something in you, Norm. I'm ashamed I left without informing anyone. I only wanted to protect Baina and not get mixed up in all this.
All right, well, I've got a million more questions to ask you.
Now, do you remember having seen Noland last night?
I now remember that I ran into him at the foot of the tower when I went back up after having tried to gather the lobster traps.
He didn't even manage to gather
Quite
the
a
lobster
rush. He didn't
traps.
even say hello.
It wasn't raining last night, was it? Certainly they wouldn't be taking a nice walk on the Belvedere.
Sorry, but I understand nothing about
In the rain.
architecture. I would like to have some things in this sketchbook explained.
The tower was designed according to all the rules of the art, and with respect for anti-seismic norms, according to its initial dimensions. It wasn't designed for Walter Jones's newest whims, you understand? Jones wanted to add 10 new floors to the tower. He asked me to do a study to reinforce the foundation with this unexpected additional burden, but I knew it was impossible. It was totally impossible. Today, the risk of it sinking is real.
The tower sinking? Because I've got it on good authority that the whole island's sinking.
What relations did you maintain
Title of the
with
game.
Jones?
Title of the game is the highest authority.
Diverged, and our relationship became tense, to say the least. And today, I find myself trapped in this position as a manager. Oh, I've no doubt that I shouldn't have accepted the job, Norm.
What did you do after having received the orders to continue the construction from Jones?
I wasn't very reassured by the opinion of the experts who didn't even take the trouble to come to Sagora, but I agreed to resume the construction anyway. And then, to strengthen the tower in order to save it, despite Jones's raving megalomania, well, I was the only one who could do it. The tower, you see, it's my life's work, you understand?
It's your life's work? It seems like it was Jones's little hobby project.
What did you do after receiving the new orders from Walter Jones, asking you to stop the construction?
I was patient, Norm. I waited for Jones to come back to his senses and to finally understand my predictions about the instability of the tower. That came with this letter. Even if I don't like unfinished work, it was a reasonable decision.
Can't go back to the original plan? How much work have you done extending the height of the tower?
I don't understand
the foundation.
why Walter Jones continued to construct the tower after this verdict.
I don't understand either. I knew that he was taking risks by continuing to build like this. Well, what do you want? I mean, I was his architect, not his attorney.
Walter Jones was cheated well and good. But did he appeal this judgment?
You have to know how to lose. Mr. Jones did not swindle.
Okay.
Jones was not the type to take a verdict like this lying down. What's the status of the appeal?
Noland is an
probably
old
over,
fox.
because he's dead.
Natives of the island,
You mean
better
before he
look out for
died?
the
What was the
worst,
status of the appeal?
despite of the verdict
Currently, the
that's still in
status of
their
the appeal
I'm sure
is
I'll be back to ask
dead.
for clarifications.
They're dead like him. All right, I was hoping that the helicopter would call me back before I got to the end of the episode, but it looks like that's not happening. So maybe that'll happen next week, and I'll see you then for more Mystery Mondays.